Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
The Frogurt is also cursed.
Oh, God.
If that doesn't tell you what we're doing, I don't know what will.
It contains potassium benzoate.
And that's a bad thing.
That's bad.
We're doing monkey paws.
Oh, there is we decided on the original Monkey's Paw, but one of the boys just told me about a Monkey's Paw style movie that's out now.
Oh, yeah?
And it's new, but I think you can watch it. Anyway, I can't remember what it is.
Ooh, we'll have to figure this one out.
But anyway, Monkey's Paw.
So the first we're going to be doing, which is what is essentially a feature-length Tales from the Crypt episode.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a sequel to the 72 Tales from the Crypt movie.
Was it really?
Yeah.
No shiznit.
Isn't that crazy?
That is weird. It's weird.
It's Death Becomes Her, Robert Zemeckis. You'll recognize
fucking flawless fucking movie.
It's really
Are we
good.
assuming that everybody knows what Monkey's Paw is?
Monkey's Paw is this classic.
Careful what you wish
story.
for.
Do you remember who wrote Monkey's Paw?
If you haven't seen
I used
Wishmaster,
to. Someone with initials, I believe.
Yeah.
E.B. White,
F.W.
FDR.
Spazunky.
So this couple gets a monkey's paw, right? It was a couple, if I remember right.
Yeah. It was an old.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
It was and then they wish for money, and so the husband goes to work and dies in a horrible accident, or maybe it's the son. One of them.
The son is
Somebody
the
they love.
fourth finger. The son dies, and they use the last wish to bring the son back.
Right. But something he gets his arm off, right? Is that what happens to the husband at the factory?
He dies. They get their settlement because he dies in the factory accident.
Right.
The mom and the son. The son's still alive at this point, right?
I heard.
I swear to God, I'm gonna
the
kill
way
all
I
of
read it was the son.
The way you read it, if you remember the story,
Essentially, is
you're
you
doing
ask
better
for
than I
money
am.
and you'll get money, but
Pet
somebody you
Sematary,
love will
yeah.
be gone. Yeah.
It's ironic wish fulfillment. It's like you can't wish for 1,000 wishes, and if you wish for a giant ding dong, it's going to be so big it'll tear off of your body.
Yeah.
Because you can't support its weight.
That's exactly what the monkey's paw is.
You need a wheelbarrow or something.
Do not waste a fucking wish on a bigger penis. That's stupid. You do not waste it on other
You wish
cool
for
things.
smaller vaginas.
Wish for a better personality so you get your ding dong more places.
Yeah.
But be careful.
I don't know why I just got so
what
mad.
you wish for.
Right.
Death Becomes Her, the ironic wish fulfillment has to do with everlasting youth.
Honestly, now that I'm 43, I really related to this movie in a totally different way as a woman in the world that is aging.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about it.
I think I felt some of that too. I mean, not as a woman,
No.
but as a person watching this who is aging.
And as a person who knows a woman.
And I know women. I don't want this sort of thing around. I got wives and daughters. My dogs are girls. But
So you know exactly what the
I know
woman,
exactly
the female
what
struggle.
it's like. I identify with all of you.
He's an ally, is what he's saying.
Yeah, boy.
But we also have roulette, and that is Andy watched Unwelcome.
And it was.
Oh,
See, I saw the trailer for this one, and I was kind of like,
That's
looks
the same
pretty good.
thing. Be careful what you title your movie.
Ooh.
Because you
Yeah.
could people can turn it around.
Oh,
That was Gene Shalit's bread and butter, wasn't it? Wasn't he the one who would be like,
It was his bread and his butter.
yeah, honey, I shrunk the kids.
That's why he died early.
More like, honey, I made a terrible film. Like that sort of thing. You remember him?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he got the big mustache and
the giant mustache,
the pseudo afro.
Yeah, didn't who was it?
Oh no, that wasn't Gene Shalit. You're getting him.
Gene Shalit had a big mustache.
Yeah.
Gene Shalit had a mustache, but he had regular hair. You're thinking of the guy that would throw confetti.
Oh, you're not. You think of Rip
Taylor?
Torn? Rip Taylor.
He's thinking of Rip Taylor. I think.
But Gene Shalit used to have big hair too.
He had like a bow tie.
He wore a bow tie and he had big curly hair.
I'm gonna
and
Google
a giant mustache.
So I had a big mustache.
I get both of these people mixed up.
You get Rip Taylor
and Gene
Shalit mixed up.
I mean, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
I don't know.
I
have
have
the same
trouble
face.
remembering Rip Taylor's face.
They have the same face.
I just like the idea of Gene Shalit during his movie reviews throwing confetti around.
Okay, so that is
They're
that's
similar.
What he does. Okay,
He's got the big hair.
I got it.
Yeah.
That is who I didn't think
he
it
was at Hollywood Squares a lot.
I wonder if this is like when I was a kid and I thought that Billy Joel and Michael Keaton were the same person. Did I tell you that ever?
You didn't ever tell me that.
When I was a little kid, I thought Michael Keaton
and Billy Joel.
and Billy Joel were the same person.
They're not.
And they weren't the only
They
ones
favor each other
that I thought were the same person.
in some ways.
Oh, okay. Rip Taylor had blonde hair.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay. I was trying to remember. I remember he was a lot of fun.
He's the confetti one, maybe.
And
Yes.
he'd go up through the stands at the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, right? And he he would
Yeah.
throw flower petals and shit.
I fucking got them confused.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I can see it. It's a big mustache.
It is a big mustache.
I mean, the two of them have two of the biggest mustaches of anyone who was on
That's
80s
all
television.
Kelley sees. He just sees mustaches.
I only see mustaches.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mustn't stash. That's what I say about this movie. Was Horatio Sands, did he do a bit where he
the
was
movie Mustache?
It was Tim, wasn't
On
it?
Weekend Update, I think.
It was, yeah, I think it was Horatio Sands.
Yeah.
It was one of the funnier things he did.
Yeah. So, yeah,
There we go.
that's the top.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/NOTLP.
Yeah.
We took a week or two off from kind of bonus stuff.
It was 1 week.
It was 1 week.
It was technically 2 episodes.
It was technically
of bonus.
2.
Yeah.
Friday.
It's
It was 2 Topicana.
But we were celebrating-
1 week off.
America.
America.
We missed 2 Topicana.
Even though it doesn't deserve a celebration.
America is really deeply disappointed me so much over the last
200 years.
She was okay with everything that happened
Wait.
before recently.
So I was trying to go back to World War II because now I've been listening to the Manhattan Project stuff on last podcast, and now I'm really upset about how I was lied to in school. And yeah, but you're right, kind of since the beginning. But I took the time off to really reflect.
We went to the parade Northside,
Yep.
and there was this guy who had a wacky waving inflatable arm man thing on his float. It was just, they were drawing like a flatbed behind a truck, and he was shirtless and air guitaring. Did he have a real good? No, he had a guitar, didn't he?
No,
he was air
were the
guitar.
air
He wasn't
guitar
shirtless either, Freddie.
team.
He was so good.
He was not shirtless either.
He was so good
That was
you-
what Freddie saw.
that
He
I
just
took
has to
the
imagine
shirt
him.
off and put
And
a
gave him
guitar
a guitar.
in.
And he saw like spotlights.
You
Yeah.
changed
And
him into
an
like
adoring
Ted
crowd.
Nugent.
The guy was amazing, though. He did
was
have
the
a
song
headband
playing?
on. I don't remember, but it was a lot of hair metal stuff, and he was matching the movement
Think of D from
just like what D did, yeah, on the
Yeah.
houseboat episode. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're
This
talking about.
guy was so great.
He was doing the dance.
Freddie could not get over this. It's been a week.
I usually am not very impressed because at these parades you see the same thing over and over again. You see some cute, clever stuff.
You heard it here. Freddie's not impressed with most parade.
Most parades,
Fair.
you know. So you're a parade that don't impress me much.
He's the Gene Shalit parade.
He
reviews.
really is.
But this guy really made the parade
He
for
made
me.
Your day.
Really did. It brought a smile to my face, and that's what a parade's all about.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's
What
about
else can you ask
normally?
for from a parade, right?
Yeah, smile. It's about smiles. A parade is for smiles.
For me, if you get a smile out of it, it's like you got something you didn't expect to get.
Yeah. How do you feel
Yeah.
about parades,
I
Kelley?
hate parades.
I usually do too.
I only like I like Pride, although it's getting too long.
no.
It is hot out.
I feel parades shouldn't take place in summer months.
Let's do this in the fall.
Yeah, it's fall parades, spring parades,
But
winter
Pride
parades.
has gotten a little like I mean, I love seeing all these businesses supporting.
But it feels like that's all it is.
But it's all businesses.
It's like, oh, there's that bank. Oh, there's that other bank. Here's the third bank. Oh, there's a local manufacturer.
They're okay with gay money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I guess what I'm looking for is a little bit more exciting. Oh, here come the leather daddies. Thank you.
Or
Anyway.
dioramas, historical dioramas, like recreate Stonewall, like on a, like build an entire quarter set that only half of the street can even enjoy, but really detail
You know what
it out.
my favorite part of the Pride Parade was? I don't know if anybody else saw her, but there's a woman with a band, I think, was playing, and she was, I think, conducting in some way, but she had 2 black eyes. And I just watched her walk past me, and I'm just coming up with stories in my head.
Wait, was this Pride or Northside?
Pride.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened?
Okay, what do you think happened? Give me an example of a story, a yarn that you spun.
Well, I mean, they all come back to domestic violence, and I don't want to talk about
Oh,
that.
I thought you were going to be like, it was like Police Academy where like she was a new
Or-
recruit and they put the black stuff on her binoculars. So then they're like, recruit, what's going on over that hill? And they're like, nothing, sir. And they're like, very well, you may put on your drag get up and go to the parade.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it was a fascinating thing.
I like to think that she was part raccoon.
You know, she could have been.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So, yeah, that's what's been going on. Taylor Swift came through.
Yeah, she did.
She
We
came
met
through.
with our friends Darcy and Mike. That was
Yeah.
nice to see them.
And we hung out for about an hour.
You
And
tailgated?
But Andy and I were there, or before that, we went down early because of the fear of not finding a place to park. And we had some very inexpensive Korean fried chicken. I was impressed with how much value inside the Kroger
Oh,
food court downtown.
sure.
It's called Decibel. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Andy's
Well,
idea.
that's one of Freddie's restaurant reviews.
So I'll
There you
tell you, if you want to spend $9 and get in a crazy amount of food, Decibel will give you a crazy amount of food for $9.
And then
It's
you
all
waded
fried.
into the sea of ladies.
Then we were out, yeah, and I was like a big black dot in a sea of little blonde girls. It was weird.
Freddie texted me. He says, I feel like a predator down here.
But then we saw like Swiftie dads and Swiftie grandpas
Yeah.
and stuff, and I felt more at ease around those guys.
Yes, they had children that went to see the concert. That's what they told us.
Oh, that's what they told us. So we could hang out. We hung out in the shade. We had some laughs. We had some street waters.
God love Taylor Swift fans, but I love making fun of white people.
You're awfully good at it.
Well, you know, you also had a lot of tourists
Yes.
in town because this is like a close stop for a lot of big cities. It was like a huge event for white people.
Like people make fun, but she brought $100 million of commerce into the city.
Yeah.
She brought
worth it.
80,000 people to the stadium and like 50 outside. 1,000 people. And then there was a Reds
Just 50
game.
people.
Just the 50.
And we found out that like her opener was like an indie act. I thought that was really a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, like
Sure.
she could have had another A-lister with her.
She could do anything. She's fucking Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She literally could.
Yeah.
I'd
You
vote
know
for
what?
her.
She could probably murder somebody right now.
Oh, she's like Trump. She can shoot somebody in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, but she really could. I think. Like she could bring somebody out on stage.
And
I'll be-
decapitate them.
Decapitate
If
them.
she did that, I'd be like, "What that person do?"
Right?
and she could play. Look what you made me do.
Look what you made me do.
I would love to
Yes.
see that her just with this huge fucking Game of Thrones sword.
That would be amazing. And then
good.
would she like partner with Alice Cooper for a tour then? And they would do the Dark Taylor tour.
Probably not Alice Cooper. He's very, very old.
Ghost.
Someone. I don't even know if she needed it. She could be dark on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she needs to help out these people she's leaving behind, like Alice Cooper.
It's her.
Freddie just wants help for Alice Cooper. He
Alice
wants work
Cooper.
for him.
I just want to see him working, man.
He's still He still
still working.
tours.
Yeah, he does tour. And he does his radio show, I think.
Yeah. Like,
Plays golf.
he's got to be almost 80, right?
He's
yeah.
very old.
Yeah. He's elderly.
Well, he was old when I saw him in Wayne's World
Yeah.
in 92.
He's very old.
Very old.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I had a point.
About Taylor Swift?
No.
Be careful what you say about her. The Swifties are going to come after you.
It's true.
No.
Was it about my niece's shitty friend giving her shit about going to the concert on her Facebook page?
No.
Yeah, we got pulled into some gossip at a family barbecue.
Oh, shit.
Pretty fun. It's pretty fun to dip in other people's problems for a second
Yeah.
Dip,
and be like, that's weird. That's a weird problem to have.
dip.
Wonderful. Anything else going on in
Oh,
our
my
lives
goodness. I don't think so.
that is important for discussion here? Has anybody seen anything fun lately they want to talk about?
Ooh, I played bingo for the first time as an adult yesterday. This
yeah.
weekend.
Where was your bingo? Where'd you go to bingo?
Our friend Jessica, her company picnic was at Strickers Grove. You know that amusement park that
I know
opens
Strickers Grove.
once a year.
Yeah.
It opens like 4 times a year,
It's like
and
Brigadier
you can
Moon.
have like your company picnic there.
But one of the activities they had was bingo, and we had the world's first bingo caller call the bingo numbers.
She was not like
She couldn't see what the numbers were. She was just cranky in a fun way.
yeah.
She was a sass.
Yeah.
She'd be like, gee,
a
21. God, if I was still 21. Jeez, the things I do with my young body. And then she'd be like, B2.
I won $1,500 at bingos.
Whoa.
once. I should have won $3,000, but I had to split the bingo.
Damn. Do you want to go to bingo?
We were talking about doing some
We're
bingo.
talking about it.
I do enjoy a bingo. I can't
It's
go
so fun.
too often because then it's like, all right, this is bingo. But
Right.
Yeah.
Just once.
I definitely did some serious bingoing. We would get the computer and 36 cards. I can't keep track of 36 cards.
No, it's too much.
The computer? They do computers now?
That takes the fun out of it, doesn't it?
No, it takes the winning into it. Because
like a true
everybody
bingo
else is also using the computer that's winning. So you want...
So
Yeah, do you still play? You have a card, but
you
then
little
you
dauber
got
things?
yeah, of course. But then you got your computer to catch the wins that you're not getting on the cards.
so
It puts the winning into it.
just chat GPT run it for you, and you can just sit back with your troll dolls.
when I say computers, these look like they were made
Oh.
in the 70s. They definitely were. They're like wood paneled. They're like calculators.
Did
I don't know. They
clack?
look like a digital watch.
Did they clack?
how do you select, like if they call a number, do you do something to the computer to indicate they called the number?
You have to just no. What you have to do, and I was bad at it. People had to do it for me. Like you had to like put in whatever they told you to put in to change to that because they would load whatever. I guess
Are you sorry you asked?
you had to. They would load whatever
the different kind of games.
the different games. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like
Coverall or,
yeah. So they'd load those in, and you had to put in the right thing to get it to switch to the next thing. But then it would just get whatever.
This sounds at once very unuser friendly and at the same time almost automatic, like you might as well not be present. Like I can't figure out which one.
Well, it's neither.
But it's both.
Is it a Schrodinger's bingo?
It's not particularly user friendly. It doesn't like they call it a computer, but it's only in the most
you're
primitive
playing,
sense.
It's more
but you're not
furniture
playing.
than it
You're
is.
playing because you also have cards in front of you.
Yeah.
You have your paper cards that you were doing.
For all we know, the cat could be dead.
And then, it could be. And then you have the computer to catch the
dude.
ones.
Okay.
We use plastic chips. And you know what the thing about plastic chips is? If you bump the table, they slide to other columns.
On
Yeah.
our little like
or other
shiny
rows.
paper cards.
and also the plastic chips. It made me realize how out of touch with Freddy is with everything.
For instance.
Well, like our friend Nathan, he said we do Salt Bay with chips.
Yeah.
But like Freddy took a video of me doing it. but he put Salt Biatch, even though it was Salt Bay.
And it corrected it to B-Torch.
So
that's what that was.
Yes.
All right.
So it says,
I wondered what that meant.
And I'm like, Freddy, just
B-Torch. I was
And he
like,
left
B-Torch.
it.
And I left it because it made me laugh. And I said, no, that's our word now.
B-Torch.
B-Torch.
But I was telling
B-Torch
Freddy,
is when you take
first of
plastic
all,
chips and you run them down your forearm.
But first of all, it's not Biatch, it's Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not
Salt Bay.
B-Torch, it's Biatch.
Freddie was high on bingo.
It's two layers of separation.
Yeah, what are you doing over there, honey?
What do you mean?
Just in life.
I'm having fun.
Oh,
I'm trying to.
yeah.
B-Torch.
B-Torch is a lot more fun than any of the other options you've presented. It means whatever you want it to mean.
I had Salt Bay explained to me the other day. Alise explained it.
It's a guy who salts food funny, right? That's the whole thing.
He
But
just
then,
thinks
like, he
he's
got canceled,
cute.
right?
I don't know.
I think Salt Bay got canceled for touching somebody.
Salt Bay has never been in my life.
Yeah. I'm aware of Salt Bay.
Well, yeah, I'm aware of it.
Don't you
I'm
mean
on Reddit.
Salt B-Torch.
But Torch.
B-Torch is you, Andy. You're B-Torch now. You're the next trend. And it's specifically...
B-Torch.
That's Dr. B-Torch to
Trending
you.
on Threads.
Yeah,
Dr.
so if you want to see that
B-Torch.
video, follow Freddy on all the social medias.
Did you... did I send it to you?
No, you just tag me in it.
Oh, yeah. I meant to send it to you so you could post it. 'Cause
Correctly.
You crack me up. I occasionally just
fix it.
film
Well,
adorable things Andy does, like he's my 10-year-old son.
Well, in the comments, I have to explain what B-Torch means.
Yeah.
It's a very unpopular hashtag.
Yes.
I'm glad that I was here for this so I could understand what happened with
Yeah,
that. Because
B-Torch.
I
This
tried
might
to figure
help
out.
a lot of people that follow Freddy on social media.
They're like, oh, he's trying.
Yeah.
Well, I gave you more credit because I was like, what does that mean? What am I missing?
I'm a drip king now.
But also,
Yeah, you are. You rizzed me up.
the AI is messed up because why would it correct a biatch to B-Torch?
I don't know.
Because it doesn't want to
isn't a
swear.
word. All right. You should probably move on, right?
Yeah.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for straight to video Russian roulette.
We've been gifted this beautiful house.
We live here. Can you believe it?
Maeve wanted to keep the place in your family, Jamie.
We really appreciate the house.
Well, then you know. It's got a hole in the roof.
The Whelan's, they'll do a good job. Jamie, Mayor, you just carry on with your day as if we weren't here.
There is one thing I need to show you, and it's a little bit peculiar. Every evening before sunset, she'd leave a blood offering here.
Sorry, did you say blood? For who?
For the red caps. They'll need feeding. They'll be hungry.
Can I get in my own house, please?
You own it, dear.
How many times have the English come to this country and told us what's theirs is now theirs?
They need to know their place. Tim!
What did you leave out tonight?
Oh, shoot.
You can't miss a single day.
Hello? Is anyone there?
I can't be scared. Not in my own house.
Don't leave your missus alone with the lads.
Help me!
They'll need feeding. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day.
We just came here for some peace.
I feel like movie trailers for horror movies are keeping the grandfather clock business going so they can just get that sound. That's the one.
Yeah, so Unwelcome. Like I said before, it was unwelcome. And I was so excited about this when I heard Amy read the premise.
Yeah, because you're like, goblins. This sounds like a fucking rollicking good time.
Little tiny stabby things, folk horror.
Yeah.
British people.
What?
I love that stuff.
Irish. I'm going to tell you right now, looking at that trailer, look.
Really? I thought the trailer was kind of beautiful.
They were British, but they moved to Ireland. They lived in London or something.
Why didn't they name the movie When Irish Eyes Are Dying?
So,
got more people to watch it.
Before I start, I just noticed, I've been noticing a trend a lot in these straight-to-video movies. A lot of drone shots.
Oh, yeah.
Overhead. And it's like obvious drone shots where it's like the camera's static and just pans over shit instead of like actually moving like other like movies with bigger budgets.
Yeah.
They have like moving cameras. Drone shots, popular in horror now. And stop with the filters, people.
Stop it.
Yeah, I just noticed like, ooh, I'm gonna tell a story by making everything blue.
Yeah, that's exact. We just had this conversation.
I just feel like
it's a very old trend too.
Yes.
It's like we passed that a long time ago. And now it's people are just doing it.
They use like the sunlight filter on this one, and other people use like the gray filter or like the red filter. It's very social media-ish, you know, where you can like put the filters on and scroll through what you want.
Yeah,
it's just stop it.
Stop it.
I mean, I guess it's an easy way to get around certain things where you have a lower budget
to cover up.
But I'm just noticing a trend, and it's like when you notice a trend, it sticks out more and is not it just looks like a sore thumb.
I feel like Saving Private Ryan started that trend going again, the bleach bypass thing.
But that makes sense for the story. And
well, regardless, I want color. I like vibrancy in my movies. You know, I like black and white movies, but like it's somewhere between, and especially the more artificial versions of it where they're creating like what you're describing. It's just become so boring.
Oh, it's so over. I mean, it's just overdone. I mean, there are some times I like it, but it's kind
just
of
too easy for me.
Yeah, it's really usually is a movie, and the cheaper it is, it's kind of lazy. It's like, oh, we're gonna give you atmosphere through the saturation of our
it's a shortcut.
The color, you know,
and it mutes and muffles, I feel like, the vibrancy of the movie. And then I see that in the trailer and I'm like, oh.
When it's gone from, I think, a deliberate artistic like choice to, you know, I'm not saying that it can't be used even for that well, but like, I think it's gone from like a thoughtful choice to just like you said, just like throw it on there. You want spooky? Here's spooky filter. Like it's, you know.
Yeah. It's shorthand.
Yeah. What do you know, Andy?
So I don't want to like criticize filmmakers. I know it's hard to make a film, but also don't be like everybody else. Anyway, it gave me slight spoilers because I don't recommend this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Them's the rules.
The biggest problem for me when I don't like a horror movie is when there are no likable characters.
Yeah.
Like, who do you root for at this point?
You mean like Death House?
What's Death House?
It was the last John Saxon movie. Like,
oh yeah. Everybody
there was no likable characters except for
the
two. I think that's why they put the kids in the movie.
Well, is that the prison one?
Mm-hmm.
The gay couple was nice.
True.
They were likable in that they were more relatable than everyone else.
Anyway, but this one, everybody's just mean. It's a mean movie, kind of. I don't like mean in horror.
The young couple are mean too.
Yeah. Mean to each other, and just. I know people in horror movies don't make the best decisions. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
But this is like, come on. I just want to like shake them.
Now, what I gather from that trailer is they're leaving offerings out for a creature so that it won't.
Yeah, it's like fairy folk or something.
Yeah.
Like these like folk horror type things.
Yeah.
But they overcomplicate the story by
of course they do.
adding like another human characters that on top of the horror characters.
Was it so that you could suspect that maybe a human was behind?
No,
it's
so it's slight spoilers. Stop listening if you don't want. It's like there's like at some point there's like a home invasion, and then the wife has to appeal to the these little creatures to help them fend off the home invaders.
Are there little creatures?
Yeah, and they are adorable. My God!
See,
So they're not evil?
They're evil, but
but they're cute. Somewhat, man.
Like
I love little creatures.
Like, they're kind of like Rumpelstiltskin-y type things. Like they give you something, but they'll take something back.
Well, you can't trust the fairy folk.
Are they like the little? Remember the little goblin in Cat's Eye?
That's got the feeling. It has like that that homemade like armor type thing.
Are they like little people in costumes, or
they're
like CGI?
They're like CGI.
Oh, okay.
But they're adorable. Oh my God,
yeah. It's cool.
And like I rooted for them.
Oh,
because like. They have what they're you're in for them.
Yeah.
In for with them.
Yeah, they're the only ones you can root for.
Yeah. And they're straightforward about their intentions.
The little goblin people.
But the human characters, they're like just mean and like annoying.
It's like you knew I was a Celtic goblin when you let me into your home.
Well, here's the thing, another like spoiler. Do you care?
No,
I won't say it.
I mean, like,
okay, but at one point, during the home invasion, the husband is getting like really beat up and like about to be killed, and the wife is pregnant, and she appeals to the fairy, like these little people, and said, "I'll do anything, just help me," and then,
they're gonna take your baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
she doesn't have to.
Bitch, you made the deal.
She should take him to the movies. That'd be adorable. And they take up the whole front row, and she's in the middle, but all the little people are in the seats next to her.
But it's like, I know that you shouldn't give it your baby, but you said like I'll do anything.
You have to know they're going to take your baby. I have read my fair
always
share of
take the
folklore.
baby.
I'm going to take that baby.
You can't make a deal if any deal. It's a monkey's paw.
Mm-hmm.
It's another monkey's paw.
So I was saying, like, you owe these people your baby.
Yeah.
They helped you. Anyway.
David Bowie's out there waiting.
They sent her to collections.
The babe.
They sent her to collections.
Oh my God.
She's like, can I send in like a finger every month?
Mm-hmm.
And then toast and then like,
take this to a Judge Judy
pay it off?
We can listen. We can do a settlement. We'll just take 20% of your baby.
20%.
Regardless, 20% of your baby.
He won't do sports anymore.
The folklore is weird about this. Like, we get this idea, like, these people don't think these things exist, but their little hut is in a clearing in a forest. That's very obvious. It's not, like all these like other things are hidden underneath like some
Like the
branches.
Smurfs.
Yeah. But this is a pretty obvious like stone hut with candles in it.
And the little people live there.
Yeah.
Creatures.
And it's not.
Yeah, little creatures.
It's not like overgrown or anything.
They're not human.
It's
goblins.
It has like a row of trees, and literally in the middle of the row of trees is this goddamn hut. It's like obviously like there's little people there.
I mean, obviously.
You could definitely go there and find out.
Well, like at one point she crawls in and there's little doors.
Yeah,
it was cute,
Do
but
they have
like
little toilets.
But like in the beginning, it's like, this lady's crazy. She's telling us to leave food out for these people that don't exist. But bitch, you see them right there.
Yeah. Did she leave Hot Pockets out for them and they were too big for them?
Or
like Totino's pizza rolls and no one was holding with two hands?
They were too hot, and then when they bit into them, they got pissed because it burned their mouth.
Yeah, it killed one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could.
Don't leave Totino's pizza rolls out for your goblins.
There were some parts I actually really liked. There were some nice camera shots and everything. And like I said, the little goblin people are adorable.
If you're hot, they're hot. Bring them in.
But for like any horror movie, like the first thing I need is likable characters for somebody to feel for.
Yeah.
To relate to. So I was really looking forward to this movie, but no.
But no.
Sorry.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bummer.
So sorry. Well, thank you, Andy. You did an excellent job.
Thank
I agree. What's the next movie?
The next movie, it's got to see my face, is on Tubi. I'm going back to the Tubi well.
Tubi.
Which, there's some stuff on there that looks cool, and then there's some stuff on there that looks cool for reasons that aren't because it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But this looks interesting. It's called She Came from the Woods. A group of counselors unleashes a decades-old evil, long-buried secrets, and bloody mayhem on the last night of summer camp in 1987. starring William Sadler. I love him.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I love William Sadler.
Billy Saddles. Can we call him that?
Billy Saddles. Billy Sads.
Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Cara Buono. Isn't she a mom on Stranger Things?
Oh, I don't know.
And she was on Mad Men. Her.
Okay.
So that seems fun.
That's two people that are someone's.
She came from the woods.
She came from the woods. Lady Jason. Let's see who's going to watch it.
You were such a fool.
Oh, look at that. Kelley. Congratulations.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
Cow.
Thank you so much.
Send that to you.
Thank you for texting that. Yeah, I checked our text thread to make sure I didn't have it this week.
All right.
I see.
We'll be right back with the main attraction.
Yeah.
Keep your ears peeled for Topicana, too. We got to figure out what our question's going to be. Maybe Amy will tease it.
Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart?
Some people will go to any length to stay young forever.
Is that someone?
It's Madeline Ashton. Oh, she was a big star in the 60s.
I thought she was dead.
Oh, madam, you look younger every day.
Thank you, Rose.
But Madeline Ashton and her old friend Helen Sharp
I've lost men to her before.
are about to go too far.
A touch of magic. Drink that potion, and you'll never grow even one day older.
Bottoms up.
No warning.
Now a warning? Siempre viva! Live forever!
Ernest, I'm in the morgue. They think I'm dead.
You are, but you're not.
Are you telling me it doesn't hurt when I do
It
this?
doesn't hurt. She's dead! She's dead, Ernest.
Now he's dead.
He's dead? Ernest is dead? Everybody's dead!
You pushed me down the stairs.
I'm so sweaty.
I don't think it's sweat, honey. I think you're defrosting.
It's a lie.
Universal Pictures presents Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis,
It's a miracle!
and Goldie Hawn.
Look at me. I'm soaking wet.
Death becomes her.
I just have to make a telephone call.
So, wow. Who picked this?
Andy's been.
I've been trying to get this on
Yeah.
doing this movie for forever.
I'm so glad that we did it finally.
Remember when they used other movie scores in the trailers for other movies?
Yeah, and it's funny that they used Tales from the Crypt.
It is funny.
Because of the context
So
from
funny.
earlier that this was going to be Tales from the Crypt.
But this was Tales from the Crypt plus.
Uh-huh.
As
Well,
over the top as
with an Oscar winner.
As over the top as Tales from the Crypt is normally.
Yeah.
This is even more. It's like a live action cartoon.
Yeah, it's so fun. It actually feels like, Amy, did you say it was a perfect movie
It's
or flawless?
flawless.
Well, I did say I miss movies that look like that and have that big feel, but are also weird and
Yeah.
full of stars.
It
but
feels like a blockbuster movie, but it's like a very weird story. It's silly.
It was before the sequels and remakes trend. Like, it's an original story.
Yeah, I miss movies that looked like that.
Yeah. I do kind of wish they had made it like they did Demon Knight, a Tales from the Crypt movie, and had the Crypt Keeper introduce it. Is the one thing for me that would have put it like
Meryl Streep was
made
like,
it even
absolutely
better.
not.
She probably would have been like, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Who knows?
I mean, not that it needs it. It just feels like it would really round out. It would be the best of the Tales from the Crypt movies for certain.
Well, it would be the best of the Tales from the Crypt movies. That would be that's the truest
By a
thing
mile.
you've ever said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like Demon Knight okay. Bordello Blood's not so good.
I've never really liked either of them.
No Demon Knight for you.
No Demon Knight for
Demon
me.
Knight's not that great.
But but Death Becomes Her is.
It is.
What their college friends is kind of the impression I get.
High school friends.
Or high school.
Yeah.
And what the
Madeline Ashton and Helen Sharp.
Yeah. Once Meryl Streep.
They're the anti-beaches.
What Madeline is Meryl Streep's character, that she has stolen every man that what's the other character's name again? Helen has been interested in, and the latest one is Bruce Willis.
Because he's a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
And Madeline's getting old.
She turns him into an Undertaker, though. Or so, like, he blames her for becoming an Undertaker.
He blames her for his alcoholism. That means he can't, like, hold still, so he can't be a surgeon anymore. So now he has to be a cosmetologist for the dead. Which I haven't seen this movie in a really long time, but when I did see it, I watched it a lot because it's so good. And so, like, just watching it felt like a time machine because I'm just like, oh, I remember this moment. Oh, I remember that. Oh, that, and like with the skin peeling and the I love that shit.
And also jokes like you say he's a kid hit different as an adult now.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. All the stuff about aging in particular, or also relationship stuff. Like, there is dysfunction, like some deep, dark dysfunction with all three of them. And I love how Bruce Willis is playing against type because he's playing like this spineless.
I love
twerp.
when he plays comedic roles and like just like not action, like dowdy dudes.
Yeah.
Did Die Hard? When did Die Hard come out before this? I don't know.
Long before this.
I don't.
Yeah, he was already a superstar by now.
I like when he goes like nebbish.
Yeah.
I loved him. Like, this reminds me of like Moonlighting, Bruce Willis. You know, he had those things, and Meryl Streep too. I forgot how damn funny she is.
She's good. She's good at everything.
So good.
Everyone was good. I also I caught something I never noticed before. Did you notice just like every so often they would use words like ghoul, witch, back from the dead. Like they would pepper them through like these words that had significance, just like weirdly random. Like it was just like deliberate.
Yeah.
Well, it felt like that type of language. It felt authentic.
Yeah.
Because it's vaudevillian almost.
Yeah.
And it's like watching like a 50s movie. Like it's like a comedic version of whatever happened to Baby Jane.
Yeah, a little bit for sure.
Like, or even like has like kind of a Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, it's
vibe.
just like the snarkiness. Like I didn't understand like the barbs they were throwing at each other.
Yeah.
I didn't really get as a kid.
Did you notice too? Like, again, I'll keep harping on the Tales from the Crypt thing, but it fit. Like, if you watch the style that especially the Zemeckis episodes of Tales from the Crypt had, it's almost like the same kind of like, it's the what do they call that
Flavor
style
Town.
Gothic kind of like 20s.
Well, it's like
40s.
exaggerated angles.
Yeah,
everything looks bigger and like a lot of shadows.
But not just that, like styles. Like they kind of dress like old Hollywood, and the houses are kind of the architecture. It looks like stuff that you would see in an old movie, except for the points that are really hyper, like stylized, like super late 90s or late 80s, early 90s, like architecture stuff is kind of thrown in there just to remind you that it's, you know, a modern movie, but like it fits so perfectly in with that style. I love that world. It feels like Gotham from Tim Burton's Batman in a lot of ways. Yeah, I love it. Great setting.
The scene where Helen has let herself go because Madeline took her man.
Was it her apartment?
Oh,
her apartment where she
So
opens the cabinet and it's just a bunch of different cans of frosting.
Yeah.
And she selects one, gets a spoon, and sits down and just watches Madeline get murdered in an old movie over and over.
Like that moment where she's contemplating what flavor she's going to have.
She went with it looks like a vanilla or cream cheese.
And she literally eats it with her fingers. And it's gross, but it's so funny.
It's so fucking
really funny. She's almost unrecognizable in that fat suit. And then
I agree.
Well, I think they put prosthetics on her nose too to make her like face even bigger. Like
yeah.
And then they de-aged. This was like the first movie to use that digital de-aging that they.
I don't think they had that at all.
No, it's in the trivia for it. They said they used digital
de-aging.
They de-aged them partially digitally, I guess. They did something in the computer. Zemeckis was always like fucking ahead on these things.
I think it's the moments where like they look in the mirror and after they take the potion and like, the wrinkles are smoothed away.
So smoothed.
So like that was
Snatched.
They also did that in that footage of her with Michael Caine in the movie. She's watching within the movie.
Yeah.
Which at first I didn't recognize her. I was like, that's Michael Caine. I'm like, what movie is this? Michael Caine is strangling somebody in the, what is this dress? Like I was thinking a Dress to Kill maybe.
It's
or
like
something.
a Hitchcock movie
or a Hitchcock movie. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. And they looked so perfect. It looked like a clip from a real movie, but an old movie.
Yeah, that makes sense because like Robert Zemeckis did Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of like putting Forrest Gump in like old footage.
Yeah. He did that one Back to the Future too, where Marty revisits himself.
Old Zemeck.
Man, he had a good run.
Is he still with us?
Oh yeah, he still makes movies.
Okay, I don't know.
He made Flight. I think it was called Flight, the one with Denzel Washington.
Where he flies the plane upside down or something?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I've seen it.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. It's like a good first half,
Yeah.
and then like the second half drags.
He did Castaway too.
Did he?
Tom Hanks, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. For some reason, I thought that was a Steven Spielberg movie.
It feels like a Spielberg or Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
He's a protege.
They're
basically.
all connected.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they're all connected.
It's all Illuminati making movies.
The scene where she's like finally broken down and she's gonna go to this mysterious place, and see what they can do for her aging body.
Who recommended her again to
her esthetician?
Was like, there's this person I know who lives in the hills, right? Like in a castle, essentially.
Yeah.
So Frankenstein.
Are there any castles in Beverly Hills?
This stylistically, this is so universal monsters. Like I love, he sets you up to expect a Frankenstein kind of character, and instead he gives you like a character out of The Mummy. You get like the Isabella Rossellini, the best thing I think she's ever done.
Really?
She's hot as shit.
I love her.
More
man.
so than Blue Velvet?
I love Blue Velvet, but like this, I was so drawn into her with that Egyptian style haircut.
She is great.
And the jewels.
I love that top of nothing but necklaces.
I know.
Yeah, like I was never more drawn to Isabella Rossellini. In
I don't want
anything.
to, just judge our looks. But damn,
That's what I'm saying. Like Freddie's talking about how drawn in, and I'm like, babe.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's beyond that. It's like it's like a Hollywood magic moment where you're like, it's like her mom. And
The way she
Casablanca,
speaks,
right?
like her
Yeah,
deep
same thing.
voice and the accent working along with this mysterious bob cut.
It worked.
The bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it?
Blue Velvet is fucking great. Amy's never seen that one. We'll have to revisit that. She was a body double in this.
That's not her ass.
For that nude scene.
Oh.
Which is weird because wasn't she fully nude in
She doesn't. Maybe she didn't want to then.
But
in the Lynch movie?
I don't know.
She's allowed to say not this time.
Did I say Red Velvet? That's cake. Blue Velvet.
But that's too bad. I didn't know that. That's
I didn't ruin
like,
her. But it's someone famous who doubled for her, which makes it interesting.
Who's that?
I can't remember. It's in the trivia though.
Oh.
But it's another famous person.
Jack Nicholson.
It was Dennis Franz.
Marjorie Taylor.
Oh.
Like the pitch to her is like, this is gonna do the shit, and here, I'll prove it to you. I'll cut your hand and put some of this little potion in it. Oh, I love the potion. I love the way it stands up on its own,
it's very
on
cool.
its point. I love the way that Isabella Rossellini just pulls the knife out. Just the way she does it was like, I remembered it so
It's like
clearly.
a fine dining table service type of thing that they do where she's like, she doesn't just give you a potion. It's presented in this elaborate Fabergé egg with a mechanism and all this shit.
That's one of the things I miss. When I say I miss movies that look like this, I miss elaborate sets and set pieces that weren't created
Detail.
with CGI or that didn't look cheap. Like, listen, I love like in big Hollywood movies, because like, Marvel movies are fun, but the sets.
Well, they would have CGI'd that.
Well, I mean,
that's this whole like the box and everything, but it's like very practical effect stuff.
And even the her place, her castle-y home, it felt like space. Like you felt like you were there.
Yeah, how great were those Dobermans?
Yeah, it was awesome. I miss movies that use like real things.
Yeah, they use the elevator all by themselves. It's a nice touch.
Dogs, yeah.
It was a cute touch. It was a nice touch. And then she has like
they probably had human souls.
Lestat style vampires draped all over
I
the
thought they
furniture.
were like the Brides of Frankenstein, but himbos.
Yeah, that's perfect.
They're little leotards. They're striped leotards.
Mm-hmm.
Striped.
It reminded me of the Barbarian Brothers.
Yeah, they're all they're very 80s hair metal.
I think this is
hair metal bodybuilders.
My favorite sequence in the movie is the scene at the fireplace. Like
it is it's definitely the like kind of the heart of the movie.
Doesn't it feel? I mean, it's still, and I hadn't seen this since it was in the theater. It's been on forever. So like, this is the first time I've seen.
Well, like
this
you said,
as an adult.
it feels like it's like Bram Stoker's Dracula, like the cavernous, like mansion that she's in, and like the long shadows.
Yeah, it's great.
So good.
What year was this?
Raging out.
92.
And Amy was talking about when Isabel recently cuts Meryl Streep's hand and puts the potion on it and it heals, and she compares the hands.
Oh yeah,
and one of them is so comedically old.
Yeah.
So age spotted.
Meryl Streep was 43.
Fuck, she was my age in this movie, and she was okay. That's a.
But that's like why.
So does this movie telling me that I should start? I should really be concerned about. I should be getting preventative Botox. Wait, it's too late.
You need potions now.
Oh God, I'm gonna need to go to a goddamn witch. Well, if she looks like Isabella Rossellini, I'm in.
So that scene's just again.
When her booty cheeks and her boobies lift back up to where they used to be.
That was pretty funny. I love the one weak link in the effects in this movie for me is when she gets her head turned around falling down the stairs.
Yeah, I mean,
I do love.
They did a good job as best they could.
But when you talked about it being cartoonish, to me, this is the greatest cartoonish moment. And again, this is the guy who directed Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
So, but like when she's at the very tippy top of the stairs and falling and doing the literal cartoon like arm waving, falling not falling Wile E. Coyote thing, that is so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis's reactions to it.
Pushes her
so
down the
great.
stairs.
It's also, you can kind of maybe see like kind of Sam Raimi does a lot of this too.
Oh yeah, it's although I feel like Sam Raimi doesn't do it in as I feel like he does it in an even more cartoonish, like in
it's zanier
way. Thank you.
That Raimi does,
Yeah.
more zanier. Yeah, I feel like I love that they're even doing it at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I guess people still kind of do that, but it's a hard. Imagine trying to strike that balance between all these little elements. It's so specifically this a Tales from the Crypt style thing. Like that balance you don't see that in other stuff so much, where it's scary and it has Art Deco and all these details, like Clue, maybe Clue. I'd put
it's
in
very
there.
Clue-esque.
Yeah,
that was one of the ones I thought of that it reminded me of.
All feels like the same universe.
Yeah, Addams Family.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't going to say anything. I
No,
thought
just
you
look
were.
at your
Yeah, I
reaction.
just thought you might be wanted, and then maybe like, okay.
I'd watch a sequel.
Goldie Hawn looked fucking amazing.
She always does.
Okay, that red dress, and she's hilarious. She's out for revenge.
Well,
She's gonna get her man back, but she don't really want him. But she's gonna get him back.
And it's just also her physical comedy. Like everybody, there's a lot of physical comedy in this.
Yes.
When she's like stalking them and the car backs up and she does a cartwheel away. And she's in her like sexy spy outfit.
Yeah.
That was hilarious with the beret.
Yeah. Like I said, everything's so over the top.
Yeah.
So great. It's seeing Helen, which pushes Madeline. Seeing Helen and then having her young lover spurn her. Pushes her to go to
she
this,
had like
to the witch.
It was like a recreation of Jessica Rabbit when she like her reveal.
Yeah.
With the wavy red hair and like the red dress.
So that was kind of
I think it was a nod, maybe,
self-referential,
yeah.
type of thing. That's cool.
And when she gets back to the place, Bruce Willis has already seen Helen. She's like, guess what? We're going to have to kill her.
Yeah.
And he's so like, okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. But it's like this real elaborate thing. And instead, he just decides to push her down the stairs because she's being a bitch.
Yeah.
because he can't get it out.
Flaccid. Oh my God, when she started saying that, it just took me right back to watching this movie, and I used to laugh so fucking hard.
I don't think I even know what that meant.
I probably did. It was just the way she said it. Flaccid.
That line and the and now a warning after she takes the potion from Isabella Rossellini.
Yeah.
That shit is funny. I think, what was that last movie she made for HBO? She was really funny in that too, where she's the writer. If you just look at her,
I think it's called The Writer.
Something like that. Basically, takes place on a cruise ship. They filmed it, I think, during the pandemic.
Cruise ship writer. Yeah, that's. Yeah. I don't know.
Cruise ship writer.
This is a very low effort comedy for me right now.
It's working.
You're doing great, kid. When she starts getting back up behind him on the phone to Helen, going, "I killed her. I did it. She's dead."
Very Michael Myers.
She's getting up back there, and the way she was walking, that shit's fucking legitimately creepy.
Oh, it was.
I love background humor.
They
did that with when Goldie Hawn got shot too, and they're like Bruce Willis and Meryl Streep are getting the sheet ready, and Goldie Hawn just rises up, and you see the hole in her stomach.
Yeah. I love the dead bodies. Like the way this movie handles dead bodies and the look, the pallor of the skin and everything.
Yeah.
Especially when he reveals that he used a spray paint, and then you see see what it really looks like under that with one of the characters later. And her skin is like
gray.
It's gray, blue. It's not necessarily like realistic to life, but it is back in that fucking creepy Bernie Wrightson kind of level of dead.
Yeah.
Well, it's a comedy movie, but when you think about it, their punishment is pretty horrific.
It's awful. They have to live forever in their dead bodies.
Yeah.
And like, what does that mean? Live forever? Like,
are they eventually going to rot away and turn to dust?
And still be alive?
That's what happened. Well, I won't spoil it.
That's okay. I mean,
but that's a monkey's paw kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like the idea of like an ab fab type of sequel where they're just traveling the world together, taking care of each other as they fall apart.
You know what? And it you know, the feeling of being a woman aging in this world and being kind of rejected, but she doesn't realize that she's being rejected by everybody because she's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, your personality sucks. You know, people would be nicer to you, and your young lover might stay with you if you weren't a horrible cunt. So like this, you know, when I say I do relate to, you know, feeling like, you know, as I get older, I'm going to be rejected by the world because I'm an older woman now with a gray in my hair and wrinkles. But also, I'm not a bitch or a cunt. I mean, I can be, but I'm not generally. So then I'm like, okay. I can age as long as I'm still cool.
Yeah, you just gotta be cool. Like, I love that with Bruce Willis's character. He's the only one of the three that takes any kind of redemptive kind of arc.
He won't take the potion.
He won't.
Everybody else did.
But his reasoning is kind of funny that he just knows he'll be bored if he lives forever.
Well, and he's gonna be stuck with them for
and he'll be stuck taking care of both of them.
It's also funny. He gets the happy ending, even though he murdered someone.
He did. Yeah. And he was also...
He murdered his wife.
Yeah.
Nobody's hands are clean here.
And plus, he cheated on his wife, too.
Yeah.
On his first wife.
So, but they reveal... I love that the context of the two of them going to his funeral in the future and revealing... That's just a great kind of denouement moment.
The minute he got away from them, he had this amazing life.
Yeah. They were so toxic.
The scene where everybody's invited to the big ball gala at Isabella Rossellini's house, and it's everybody who's taken the potion.
Oh, yeah.
And all the little Easter eggs in the audience.
Andy Warhol.
Marilyn
Monroe, Elvis. There were others in there.
Elvis was in trouble.
Yeah, because he kept popping out and getting attention.
Yeah, which if you grew up in the 80s, we always had Elvis sightings. They were always in the Weekly World News and the National Enquirer.
That's such a funny fucking thing.
Yeah.
Are people still tracking Elvis sightings? Is that still a thing?
They still don't accept that he's dead.
It's not only that they showed him, but then he has that little line. So I just want to have fun. Like, they didn't need to do that. They just needed to show Elvis.
Yeah.
But to have him slip that little line in, it was just like the cherry on top.
It adds all this almost like what we do in the Shadows level of like world building to it, which I really like. It has calcium my body needs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so fucking funny. Just masterful performances all around.
It makes me want to go back and watch other Robert Zemeckis movies. And it's weird. There's like little details in this that really made me crave this kind of filmmaking. Like when she shows up at the door, the umbrella, it's a Beverly Hills. It's like the umbrella is even like super fancy and indicates these things about the character.
Yeah.
It has that Beverly Hills logo on it and everything. Like all those details, movies are just so sterile now.
Yeah, well,
entirely.
I just went. I think did we already talk about how I went and saw Back to the Future at the theater, and it was a couple weeks ago, and again it was just very much the same experience. It's like that is a perfect movie.
Yeah,
like nothing looks like that anymore. Nothing feels like this anymore, and it's just story and like everything looked good. The effects looked good. Like. It's just a different kind of...
It left you cold.
What's like Freddy said, world building. I don't think they
left
do that
warm,
as much anymore.
Yes.
Not the usual cold.
Yes.
I mean, when you get Marvel and stuff, it's like this all on a giant scale, but it was different in the 80s and 90s with these movies because they weren't dependent on the structure of this entire franchise. It was just a loose stylistic connection of these kinds of movies, but they weren't beholden to tell anything that fit anybody's preconceived notion of what the movie should be. They were free to tell kind of fun, crazy stories, but also bring in these artists and people that really would drench things in detail and wardrobe and take chances and do things that didn't look like real life, but also didn't look like total fantasy. I miss that shit so much. I know Wes Anderson still does it, but everybody seems to hate him. Like 50% of everyone.
Just me.
More than you.
Oh, more than you.
I know.
A lot of people hate his stuff. It's like apparently he hasn't found the balance. But I feel like somebody will like strike the thing that really gets people interested in these kinds of movies again. Hopefully. I'd love to see somebody make something like this now.
Ooh, I just came up with my Topicana question.
Oh,
you ready to tease it then?
Yeah.
So did we want to say anything else about Death Becomes Her?
Yeah, I forgot how great this movie was.
I would not take the potion.
I regret not buying it. We rented it, and I was like,
so
I could watch this over and over again.
It's to have 48 hours, so I think I'm going to probably watch it again.
Watch it again. Next week, we'll be doing what was originally the first part of Death Becomes Her, Tales from the Crypt from 1972.
Tales from the Crypt. I love this movie.
I've never seen it.
This is fucking tight. This is just a tight horror movie.
Can't see everything.
I always forget this mixed up with the other ones. It's Amicus, right? That did this one?
Probably.
I get it mixed
or Hammer. It might be Hammer.
The other anthology movies, they did like the one on the train.
Oh yeah, what Terror Train? Train of Terror?
We did that one.
Was that what it was called?
Something like that.
Doctor
Horrible's
Dr. Demento's
Dr. Train.
Train Day.
But I always get the stories
Training
mixed up.
Day with Dr. Horrible.
I know this one has the Santa Claus story in it.
No.
Right? The first Tales from the Crypt?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
All right, that will be next week.
It doesn't.
So
then I don't remember what the
it
stories
has three
are.
stories.
I'll stab him straight in the eyes.
No Joan Collins.
It has Joan Collins.
Well, that was the Santa Claus.
All right, so my Topicana question, I was just thinking to myself.
Oh, then maybe it does have that one.
That
just different than the one on the TV show.
Would I be happy or sad to hear like, oh, we're gonna reboot or remake Death Becomes Her now?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, would I want that? And then I was like, who would they cast? And I'm like, that's what we're gonna do. I want you guys to give me your new cast. I need
for Death Becomes Her.
I need a new Meryl Streep, a new Goldie Hawn, and a new Bruce Willis. Feel free to throw in other characters like Isabella Rossellini, but just the core 3 or core 4. Is Isabella Rossellini core 4?
Yeah, core 4.
Absolutely.
Okay, core 4. Is that too much work? I am sorry.
No,
it's fun,
easy peasy.
So the Topicana will be posted on our Patreon, which is patreon.com/NOTLP.
I guess that was Santa Claus one.
Yeah,
I did not think
it
that
felt
the
like
Joan Collins was,
but Santa didn't see.
cannot
He
believe
didn't
this.
leave the impression. That Santa didn't leave the same impression the TV version did.
For sure, no. That
Like you think more
Like,
about
I
Joan
cannot
Collins.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
believe
same.
These boys.
Oh, one more thing. Yeah. Oh, what was it? Son of a bitch. Just like that, it's gone.
Shouldn't talk about Tales from the Crypt so much. But I told you we were moving on.
Love Tales from the Crypt.
Patreon.com/NOGLP. If you're Beelzebub there, then you get your name said. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. I don't know what we're feeling right now.
I don't know.
We're going to start.
A little hungry.
Alise.
I can't wait to see you and have pizza with you.
Alyssa.
I'm going to eat your toast.
Well,
I told you I was hungry.
Look forward to that.
Alyssa,
Alyssa.
I'm so sorry. Branan and Emily.
I'm going to eat your fingers.
Jeffel.
I'm going to bite your nose off.
Iona Goodwin.
When I'm done with the nose, I'm going to bite your chin.
Dr. Brian.
You're going to need a doctor after he bites all your little parts off.
Bill.
You're going to want to put some Bactine on whatever I eat.
Bill, put some Bactine on
the part that I don't eat.
Bactine Bill. Then we have Bill Farner.
And Bill, you should know that that's because the human mouth is a dirty thing.
Frosted Blakes.
And Blake, that is so that you don't get an infection. So once I've eaten your toes and your fingers, I don't want the part I leave behind to get sore.
He's already
reddened.
Frosted Blake, so.
Yeah.
Blayne yogurt.
He's both are food people already.
I'm going to eat all of your active yogurt cultures.
Jordache jeans.
Out of your jeans.
Paul,
I'm going to grind you up like Parmesan cheese.
Jeremy, Cassie, and Gamora.
On noodles made out of those three.
Something is happening.
Those are big,
Ernie.
And big dog noodles.
And I'm going to make a nice Ernie roux.
Dave Siebert.
And I'm going to reduce the Siebert until it's basically a glaze.
And Monica.
And that's just one big scoop of eyeballs.
And one more. Dustin.
Oh.
I'm going to eat your brain.
Okay, well, you know.
Told you I was hungry.
That was what that was.
That's how that went. And that's how it could possibly... Listeners, if you want something like that to happen to you, you could sign up for our Patreon and pay for the privilege.
Yes.
And we'll do things, creative things like that. We spend weeks writing the scripts for those.
Weeks. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.